Kalimera. Good morning to everyone. I will not continue in Greek, of course. Thank you very much for the invitation to be here. It's our first time to be here. I'm a newly elected vice mayor in the city of Patras, and I have to tell you that I find this opportunity to be here a really important one for me. Despite the fact that the Mediterranean Sea was a temporal bridge of cultures, it is notable that before 1995, there was no significant cooperation on the Euro-Mediterranean territory. Since 1995, the year of the European Union tried its first attempt to upgrade the Euro-Mediterranean policy, the Euro-Mediterranean Partnership has introduced a major innovation and correctly included the human dimension as one of the key pillars, giving that pillar the same importance as the other two, the political and the economic. The Barcelona Declaration adopted at the Euro-Mediterranean Conference in November 1995 rightly stated that the municipalities and regional authorities should participate actively in the Euro-Mediterranean Partnership. According to this, representatives from cities and regions should be encouraged to meet annually to review the common challenges they face and to exchange experiences. Cities and local authorities, being the levels of governance that are closest to citizens, play and will continue to play probably the most crucial role in ensuring the high quality of life for their citizens, and therefore must be involved in the policy-making procedure of the European Union and the national governments. Despite the significant progress that has been made to date, the Mediterranean countries are invited again to respond to new and more complex challenges. The wider Euro-Mediterranean area experienced intense political, economic, and social changes. The countries of North Africa, after the recent events, seem to be entering a new political and economical course, which should be taken into account in any cooperation framework decided for the future. At the same time, globalization and the recent international financial crisis teach us that contemporary problems have no borders and that cooperation and partnerships are absolutely necessary. Under these circumstances, and taking into account all the previous data, we are now called to participate, submitting proposals for the new Euro-Mediterranean Partnership and the new foundations on which it relies. Allow me to stand only on certain factors, which in my opinion should be considered, focusing on the area that has to do with citizens and their cooperation. As I am a university teacher, I have to start with the youth. Emphasis should be given to youth. They are the ones that hold the future of Europe, the future of our neighborhood, and the Mediterranean in general. To this end, it would be useful and appropriate to include the Mediterranean dimension not only at the university level of our academic systems, but also in school textbooks, for example. The newly established European University and its success should be one of the first priorities of all participating countries, and at the same time, national educational policies, at least at the level that concerns us, should converge, finding the common ground for the cooperation needed. Second, establishment of observatories in the Mediterranean region, giving emphasis on interculturalism. Cultural and religious clash between Islam and the West makes it necessary to strengthen the intercultural dialogue. The experience gained to date shows off that cooperation between European Union institutions, the European Union governments, and the Mediterranean partner countries, as well as the funding given, are not enough to achieve the objectives of peace and security in our region. That requires a cultural dialogue, mainly between citizens. This dialogue provides opportunities for people to know each other better, to realize that despite their different cultures, they have common values, common cultural heritage, and many opportunities to collaborate effectively. The Anna Lidl Foundation excellent contribution to that issue could be a model for such an effort. Today, within the Mediterranean area, there is a flood of immigrants who are waiting on the doorstep of Europe, and Europe finds it difficult to accept them. This difficulty is now graver than ever after the intensity of immigration triggered by the riots in Northern Africa. Allow me to say a few words on this issue because I come from a city that is suffering for years by illegal immigration. The city of Patras, for centuries, used to be the most significant cultural and economic gateway to Europe. Nowadays, the city of Patras has become the primary destination of a surge of illegal migrants using the Patras harbor for getting to Western Europe by taking illegally a boat to Italy. Each day, it is estimated that around 20 people enter the ships successfully, but most of them are sent back by the Italian border police. Other member states that face the same problem, Spain and Italy, seem to address this issue through bilateral consultations and with strict national laws that might solve the problem only occasionally. My country and my city must confess that has a difficulty to find a reliable and long-term solution to this serious issue, which I only put on its humanitarian level. So, the cooperation in the Mediterranean level must propose and give a real and long-lasting solution to this issue. Great importance should be given not only to find more funding sources for programs and projects, but to find the right channels for the civil society to access these funds. This will be achieved with better information for the stakeholders and the organizations. We need a better communication, as well as new promotion tools for the Euro-Mediterranean dialogue. We need an open public campaign aiming at enhancing the active participation of the citizens. The encouragement of the participation of the target groups that have been previously mentioned, women and youth, and the reinforcement of establishing networks by local organizations is essential. In this way, we could consolidate to the next generation a concept of common heritage of both sides of the Mediterranean, so that these groups can exchange programs and joint actions. For all these reasons, this collaborative project is now more crucial than ever. Therefore, we have the obligation to rely on any success achieved in the past. We have to ask ourselves for the gaps and continue to build on the solid foundations that we have won, making substantial steps for the future. As a Vice Mayor of the City of Patras, I have to assure you that we are strongly willing to support this kind of efforts, which are heading towards a united Mediterranean for its citizens. Thank you for your attention.
Grazie. Gli ultimi due interventi